Imagine this. You're a lone French soldier in 1916. You wake up in a blood-soaked medical ward deep underground in a crumbling World War I bunker. Your cheap wind-up flashlight is the only thing keeping the darkness at bay. But each time you crank it, it makes a loud grinding noise that echoes off the metal walls. And then you hear it. Scraping, clawing, something massive crawling through the foundations, getting closer. You dive under a desk, heart hammering in your chest, hoping it doesn't sniff you out. One wrong move, one loud footstep, and the beast rips you apart in seconds. That, my friends, is Amnesia the Bunker. And if you're the kind of person who loves horror games that make you question every sound you make, you're in for a treat. Or in my case, a nightmare. Hi everyone, my name is Tegan and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm on a mission to beat and review every Amnesia game. Last time we dove into Amnesia Rebirth, a beautiful story-heavy roller coaster with gorgeous graphics. This time we're closing out the series with Amnesia the Bunker. Is this the scariest Amnesia game yet? Does the new gun and crafting leave you feeling powerful or still helpless? And more importantly, should you play in 2026? Stick around because we're going all in. Amnesia the Bunker dropped on PC on June 6, 2023, and later hit PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was developed and published by the Swedish legends at Frictional Games, the same studio behind the entire Amnesia series and Soma. You play as Henri Clement, a French soldier on the Western Front during World War I. You wake after a brutal battle only to discover your entire garrison has been wiped out, and something far worse than German soldiers is now stalking the halls. Frictional called this one semi-open world with randomized elements for replayability, and they weren't kidding. Unlike the more linear previous games, the bunker feels alive. It's still a first-person survival horror, but they added new game mechanics. A crafting system, a revolver you can use to defend yourself, traps you can set, and a generator that becomes the heartbeat of the entire game. The game opens with a prologue that doubles as a tutorial. You're sprinting across a chaotic battlefield, gas filling the trenches, bullets whizzing past. Your best friend Augustin saves your life, but then everything goes wrong in the most heartbreaking way.
It is so fast, fast! We're dying on the own. Make it out of this hell together. Follow me. We're nearly there.
You wake up in the central bunker with no memory of how you got there. The place is a slaughterhouse. Blood on the walls, bodies torn apart, letters scattered everywhere telling the story of how things fell apart. Through dog tags, letters, and journals, you piece together the nightmare. Roman tunnels running deep underground the bunker, a desperate sabotage attempt, delirious soldiers, and the horrifying secret about the beast that now hunts you. The story is told almost entirely through environmental storytelling and collectibles, which I loved. It feels like you're slowly unraveling a real historical tragedy mixed with pure Lovecraftian horror. There are many references to previous Amnesia games, which long-term fans will catch and geek out over. Story-wise, it's much lighter than Rebirth or The Dark Descent. It's not trying to be a 10-hour narrative epic. It wants you to feel isolated, desperate, and constantly hunted. And in that, it definitely succeeds. Now let's talk about what makes the bunker special and what can drive you absolutely insane. The core loop is genius on paper. There's one safe room, the central hub with the generator. In order to keep the lights on and the beasts mostly at bay, you must scavenge fuel cans to feed the generator from around the bunker. Run out of fuel, and the bunker plunges into complete darkness. In the dark, the beast becomes more aggressive, and exploration turns into pure panic. I panicked this entire game. Your pocket watch literally ticks down the minutes, and it creates this constant pressure that I've never felt in any other horror game. The beast itself is one of the best video game monsters I've ever encountered. It's not scripted, it's dynamic and AI driven. It crawls through the walls, reacts to sound, and can pop out of holes literally anywhere. You hear it scraping, you hear it sniffing, and sometimes you just hear it, breathing right behind the wall you're hiding against. You can fight back. That's the new big thing. You have a revolver with very limited ammo, flares, grenades, and later even a shotgun. You can set traps with tripwires, blow open wooden doors with grenades, scare rats with flares, and burn rat-infested corpses to permanently clear an area. But the beast adapts, it learns, it gets smarter the longer you play, and it can never truly be killed, only stunned for a few seconds so you can run away. The bunker is dotted with locked areas, fuse boxes you have to power, and dog tag codes for lockers filled with supplies. On harder difficulties, some areas even begin without power, and you have to manage fuses too. No thank you to that. There's even custom difficulties where you can tweak literally everything. Item spawns, beast aggression, rat numbers, whether you start with a gun. It's incredible for replayability. The sound design is phenomenal. Every creak, every explosion from the war above, every rat squeak makes you tense up. The way the flashlight becomes louder the faster you crank it. Pure genius. But, and this is where the frustration creeps in, the generator creates a cycle of speedrun the area before the lights turn out. I die 5 times, learn the layout, reload, crank the generator, and book it through the area like I was speedrunning instead of soaking in the atmosphere. It started to feel less like horror and more like stressful trial and error. No in-game map. You have to go back to the safe room to be able to look at the physical map on the wall. I hated that. Inventory is tiny, so you constantly have to backtrack to store supplies. I get why they did it. It forces you to memorize the bunker and feel vulnerable. And on a second playthrough, I'm sure it would have been great because you already know the layout. But on that first blind run, it sucks the tension out and replaces it with severe annoyance. Visually, it's the best looking Amnesia yet. The bunker feels real. Rusty metal, leaking pipes, flickering bulbs, World War I authenticity everywhere. The lighting is great. When the bunker is plunged into darkness and you just have your noisy flashlight, it's absolutely terrifying. Compared to Rebirth, this one trades a lot of the big emotional story moments for raw, constant terror. So, final verdict. Amnesia the Bunker was a game I really wanted to love, and parts of me absolutely did. The atmosphere, the sound design, the dynamic beast AI made it feel fresh and terrifying. But the fuel system, the tiny inventory, the backtracking, the way the game sometimes traps you into constant trial and error can turn genuine fear into frustration real quick. For me, it's not my favorite Amnesia game. That's still a machine for pigs, but it's certainly the one that made me jump the most. If you've played this, let me know what you thought in the comments. Did the generator mechanic stress you out or make it better? Should Frictional make a sequel? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a beating every game review. Next up, I'm switching it up and on to my next adventure with a really cute sidekick. Join me in my next Beating Every series, playing A Boy and His Blob. I'll see you next time.